So, my sophomore year of college, it was crazy because I don't know, I was crazy, honestly. But yeah, I got a kitty cat over here, a little bit upset at me because she was sitting in my chair. But yeah, my sophomore year of college, I had spent a lot of money. A lot of my scholarship money went towards the dorms, and I did earn more scholarships from my freshman year of college. I did very well in my classes, and I did have more scholarships, but I wanted to spend the money. And so I decided, I talked to my dad and I asked him if I could have a room in his house and stay there while going to college, and he agreed. I had a vehicle at the time, and yeah, it worked out really well. And so my sophomore year, I was able to get my job at the computer lab back, and everything was going back to normal, except for now I go all the way back to my dad's house, and I always had food there. I do believe that I spent the summer in Spring City. I don't really remember that summer very well. I likely did spend it in Spring City. I know that my mom had moved to Spring City and we were getting along a lot better. And so, yeah, I don't really remember my freshman year summer. I do know that Zach had broken up with me, and I started my sophomore year upset that Zach had broken up with me. And, it seemed like he was moving on and living his best life, which, whatever. And I know that this was right after he had gotten out of prison. And so, yeah, he had gotten out of prison and he broke up with me. I mean, his first day out of prison, he broke up with me. And yeah, I did. I ended up staying in Spring City. He was in Mountain Valley, and I did stay at Mountain Valley for a while. Just basically pursuing Zach, trying to go after him, which is a big turnoff. I mean, it's not very smart. And just getting my heart broke over and over again with how he treated me. Oh my goodness. So I ended up at the end of the summer, I went back to my dad's, and yeah, I started back to school. And this year I was taking Calculus 2, and I did really well in calculus and business calculus, and now I was taking Calculus 2. I loved philosophy. I made an A in my philosophy class. I loved it. The only part that I didn't like about philosophy was my carpal tunnel syndrome would kick in writing those papers. And nowadays you type them out more, but yeah, writing the papers was really hard in philosophy because there was so much to say. So that was the only thing I didn't like about the philosophy classes. So my sophomore year, I decided to pursue that a little bit further, and I took a logic class and ethics class because I figured, I am a girl and I need to have logic. I need to know logic, and I really enjoyed logic. That was a really fun class. The if thens, it was like math with words, but cool. I don't know. I'm really strange. I really didn't know what I wanted to be. I knew that I wanted to be a mom. I wanted to be a mom, and I wanted to find something that I could make a lot of money at so that I could give my children everything that their hearts desires. And so I really didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. And he wanted to be a physical therapist, but at this time he was changing his mind and deciding to go into philosophy more. And so that was very interesting. And yeah, so the first semester of my sophomore year went went really well. And yeah, I made all A's. Once again, I made scholarships to set up for the next semester. And that's how, that's how my college career was going. And the next semester, I took chemistry, I took coding, I took another business course. I took a business course because I thought that that would be helpful for me to learn and to know about. That winter, the beginning of my second semester in college, my sophomore year, Zach showed up. And he wanted to get back together with me. And, you know, he was laying it on me hard. I guess what they might call love bombing. I don't diagnose anybody, but this time what he was doing I would consider love bombing. But I kind of saw through it. After the depression of the summertime and coming back and, you know, hanging out with Roy and his boyfriend and just, you know, I was a lot of time spending over at Robert and Larry's house. And Larry really helped me see a lot of things, you know. He wasn't like trying to get in the way, but he was like, you know, I guess Zach wasn't who you thought he was, huh? You know, and I guess he's not who you think. And it got my brain thinking, you know. But yeah, this time Zach was back and he was trying to convince me to take him back and really love bombing me hard. And I could tell that I wasn't going to be able to resist, that I was going to fall for him again. And I was kind of upset with myself for that because I know better now. And I can't give excuses for this. What I did was wrong. I wouldn't change it though. And I can't fully explain it, though I want to. So, I thought to myself, we're going to be together for a couple months, and then he's going to break up with me, and then he's going to come back, and then he's going to break up with me. Fine, then. I want his baby. I want his baby. I mean, look at his family. It's a good family. My baby will have his family. And I'll be the one with his baby. Had to be his baby. There's no ifs. There's no ands. It was his baby that I was after. I was gonna have his baby. I said 5 years has been on and off with this boy. 5 years. There's no other girl that he keeps coming back to. I'm the girl that he keeps coming back to. And I'm gonna have physical evidence of this. And I looked at him straight in the eye and said, okay, I'll take you back. But I'm having your baby. And he laughed and laughed and laughed and said, you're not having my baby. And I said, yeah, I'm having your baby. I said, either that or don't f me. Because I ain't going to be on birth control. And I'm going to try to have your baby. And I didn't. I quit taking birth control. I had been really responsible with birth control up until that point. Really responsible. And I hadn't slept with anybody in the past year. Since he broke up with me, I hadn't slept with nobody. I hadn't dated nobody. I was too busy feeling sorry for myself. Too busy crying to myself. Too busy upset. I would go out to gay bars, hang out with all the gay boys. One date. I went on one date. We went out and we saw a movie. It was awkward and weird. He took me back to my home. That's it. Till Zach came around again. I was determined. I'm going to have your baby. Your baby. Literally. The next month. I missed my period. I took the test and it said negative, and I was like, okay, well, it's negative. I was like, oh well, let's go out and drink, you know. I mean, I was with Zach every chance I got. I was with him. We were doing the deed. We were doing everything to make a baby. Every day. For a month straight. And I ain't on no birth control. And first test was negative. So I was like, oh well, let's just go out and drink. 2 days later, well, the next day, you know, I was really bad hungover, really puking. The next day I'm still puking. And I'm like, what in the world? I go get another test and it's positive. So Zach comes home, and Zach, he was staying at my dad's. It was the first time that he ever stayed at my dad's. I was always staying at his mom's. But this time we were staying at my dad's. And he had come home, and I showed him the positive pregnancy test. He didn't believe me. He still didn't believe me. He said, we're going to have to go to the doctor. So I made a doctor's appointment, and Zach took me. Zach took the day off work to take me to the doctor. We went, and the doctor we did a pregnancy test at the doctor's office, and the doctor came back and said, yes, sure enough, you are pregnant. Congratulations, you're pregnant. So, yeah, on the way home, Zach was pretty angry at me. He was pretty pissed. I don't know why it was a surprise to him. I literally said, okay, I'll take you back. I'm going to have your baby. I'm not going to be on birth control. And then from there, I was on him every chance that I got for 1 month straight. It wasn't a day that I missed. I'd go meet him at lunch, at his work, at lunch. I was determined. I don't know why he really thought. I told him too. I said, if my baby is a boy, I want to name him. And if the baby is a girl, I want to name her. And he said that he likes, he knew that it was going to be a girl somehow. And he said, look, it all sounds good to me. And I said, oh, she won't have your last name. We're not married. And he goes, he said the word, if she don't have my last name, that means you're a whore. I was like, what? I don't see it that way. I didn't see it that way. So I did. I told him that day one. And the next day I got up and went to work like normal. And I came back to my dad's house and everything was gone. My bed was gone, my dressers were gone, everything. Silverware was gone out of the drawers, plates, bowls. He had called his brother and told him that I was a lying, cheating whore pregnant with someone else's baby and to come get him. And his brother brought his truck and they loaded up everything that he could load up and left. Stuff that belonged to my father. Stuff that had been in my family for years. He also said that I was a drug addict and that I would be on drugs the whole entire time. Because I'm a pothead. Yeah, I'm a pothead. I also learned quickly that morning sickness is all day sickness, and if you take more than 2 hits off that joint, you are going to be sicker than a dog. So it kind of made me feel like I'm not so much a pothead anymore. I also began to learn that water is glorious. I always wanted water, always drinking water, and I loved saltine crackers. So yeah, I was always eating saltine crackers and drinking my water. Water was just the most glorious thing ever. But yeah. So that's how I made my first baby. It's kind of crazy. But yeah. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you for being here. Oh goodness, I hope that you guys don't hate me. And I really am grateful that you're still watching my story. You're still here. I can't believe it. But yeah, thank you guys. And as always, be blessed with love. That's all she got.